There's a fight going on inside you. Right now, as you listen, as you sit there wondering what's next, it's happening. A quiet, relentless struggle that's been with you your whole life. On one side, there's you, the real you, the one who dreams big, who feels that spark of potential, who knows deep down you're meant to rise above the ordinary. On the other side, a smaller, weaker version of yourself, a voice that tugs you toward ease, that nudges you with doubts, that pulls excuses out of thin air to keep you stuck. That's your opponent. Not the chaos of the world, not the doubters or the clock, just this timid part of you that's scared to step up. Your mission? Face it down. Push it back. Win that fight every day until it's just a whisper, and you're the one calling the shots in your own mind. This isn't about cruelty or crushing something out of spite. It's about choosing who you want to be. That weaker self isn't evil. It's just soft. It's the part of you that hits snooze instead of starting the day strong, that picks mindless scrolling over meaningful work, that says later when you know now is what matters. Every time you give in, it gets a little louder, a little bolder, staking its claim on your time, your energy, your future. You've felt that sting, right? That quiet disappointment when you look back and see a day slip through your fingers. That's not failure. That's a signal, a call to step into the ring and take back what's yours. Here's the deal. You're not losing because you're weak. You're losing because you haven't fully committed to the fight. This isn't some dramatic showdown with swords and smoke. It's a steady, everyday standoff. You don't need to hate that lesser self. You just need to outlast it. See it for what it is. A tired old habit. A reflex that's had its run. It's the voice saying, I'm not ready. I need a break. Maybe tomorrow. But you're stronger than that. You've got the will to push back. Not with rage, but with resolve. With a fire that says, not today. Not anymore. The world out there doesn't make it easy. It's full of noise, distractions, a million reasons to coast through life and let that weaker self steer. You see people doing it, drifting along, letting their days blur into nothing, living on autopilot because they stopped fighting their own battles. But that's not you. You're still here, still listening, still ready to draw a line. That lesser self wakes up with you every morning, stretching out, testing you with its same old tricks. Take it easy. You've done enough. Don't buy it. Don't back down. Self-discipline isn't about perfection. It's about showing up, standing tall, and saying, I decide who runs this show. Think about the people who've made it. The ones who built something great, who turned their ideas into reality, who became the best versions of themselves. They faced this same fight. They had their own lesser selves whispering doubts, dragging their feet, pulling them toward the couch instead of the grind. But they didn't give in. They didn't negotiate. They kept moving forward, day after day, until that weaker voice faded into the background. They didn't win by being flawless. They won by being stubborn, by refusing to let that smaller self call the shots. That's what you're capable of too. Not tomorrow, not when life slows down. Right now, in this moment, with whatever you've got. Think about the people who've made it. The ones who built something great, who turned their ideas into reality, who became the best versions of themselves. They faced this same fight. They had their own lesser selves whispering doubts, dragging their feet, pulling them toward the couch instead of the grind. But they didn't give in. They didn't negotiate. They kept moving forward, day after day, until that weaker voice faded into the background. They didn't win by being flawless. They won by being stubborn, by refusing to let that smaller self call the shots. That's what you're capable of too. Not tomorrow, not when life slows down. Right now, in this moment, with whatever you've got. This fight isn't a punishment. It's a chance. Every day, you choose to push past that weaker self. You're building something. Not just habits or goals, but a version of you that's tougher, sharper, more in control. That lesser self isn't gone forever. It'll always be there, lurking, waiting for a crack to slip through. But you don't have to fear it. You just have to outwork it, outsmart it, outlast it. This is your life, your time, your shot to rise. The fight's already on. Step up. Take the reins. Because when you do, when you keep showing up and pushing forward, what's left is you, standing strong, running your own mind like the leader you were meant to be. So stand up, right now. The day's waiting, and that lesser self is already testing you. Don't wait for a sign or a surge of energy. Just move. Draw your line, pick your fight, and go after it. This isn't about destruction. It's about direction. It's about proving to yourself, step by step, that you're the one in charge. The war's already started. Win it. Steps to implement this into daily life. You've got the spark now. You see the fight for what it is. But a spark's only the start. It's what you do with it that turns it into something real. This is your playbook, your way to take that energy and make it work every day. These aren't just ideas. They're your tools to keep that lesser self in check and build the life you want. Commit to them, and you'll see who's really in control. Step 1. Start strong. Win the morning. The fight kicks off when you wake up. That alarm's your signal to move, not a debate club. Your lesser self will nudge you. Stay in bed. Ease into it. Don't listen. Get up fast. Splash water on your face. Stretch out. Do something quick and sharp to shake off the haze. Maybe it's 10 jumping jacks or a brisk walk outside. The point. Act before it can argue. Winning the morning sets the tone. Show it you're awake and in charge. Every single day. Step 2. Spot its tricks. Name the excuses. That lesser self has a playbook too. It's sneaky, throwing out lines like, "I'm too tired. I'll get to it later. I deserve a rest." Today, grab a notebook or your phone and jot them down. Every excuse you catch it using. Keep that list where you'll see it. By your bed, on your desk. When you hear one pop up, call it out. There's that trick again. Then push past it. Work through the tiredness. Start now, skip the rest. Knowing its moves takes away its power. Step 3. Pick your battles. Build a daily plan. You need a target to aim at, something to flex your will against. Each day, write down 3 wins you're going after. Things your lesser self resists, like a workout, a tough task, or reading instead of scrolling. Keep it simple, but real. Hit them early, before the day piles on distractions. Don't just check them off. Feel the win. Each one's a step forward, a signal to that weaker voice that you're the one steering the ship. Step 4. Close the loopholes. Block its hiding spots. Your lesser self loves an easy out. Cut them off. Share your daily goal with someone. Tell a friend, "I'm finishing this today," and ask them to check in. Put your phone out of reach when you work. Clear out the snacks or shortcuts that tempt you. Make it harder for that voice to pull you off track. No big drama, just quiet, firm choices that say, "Not today." The fewer exits it has, the less it can fight back. Step 5. Check the score. Reflect every night. End the day with a look back. Sit down for 10 minutes. No screens, no noise. Think about where you won. The moment you pushed past a slump, the task you finished, the temptation you skipped. Then spot where it got a jab in. Maybe you stalled, maybe you drifted. Don't beat yourself up, just note it. Write down one thing it used against you. Fatigue, boredom, whatever. and plan how you'll block it tomorrow. This isn't about guilt. It's about getting smarter for the next round. Step 6. Track your ground. Mark the progress. Keep a record of the fight. Use a notebook, a calendar, anything you can touch. Every day you stick to your plan. Waking up on time, hitting your wins, pushing back. Mark it. A dot, a check, a word, doesn't matter. Add a quick note. Chose the gym over the couch. Finished when I wanted to quit. Over time, you'll see the pattern, the ground you're gaining. It's proof you're winning, proof that lesser self is losing its grip. Step 7. Raise the bar. Challenge yourself weekly. Once a week, pick a bigger fight, something that stretches you, something your lesser self would rather dodge. Maybe it's a long run, a project you've delayed, a conversation you've avoided. Break it into daily pieces and go after it. Tell yourself, this is where I prove it. It's not about perfection. It's about momentum. Each time you tackle something tougher, you're showing that weaker voice it's not running the show anymore. This isn't a one-off battle. It's a way of living. That lesser self won't vanish. It'll always be there, testing you, looking for a weak spot. But you don't need to dread it. You just need to keep showing up. You'll stumble some days. Fine. Get back in the ring. You'll win others. Good. Build on it. Day by day, you're not just fighting. You're shaping who you are. Keep at it. And soon you'll look back and see a life you've claimed. A mind you've mastered. That's the prize. That's yours to take. That's it for today, warriors. To all you GrimFace warriors out there, the ones who've been in this fight with me, showing up, battling that lesser self day after day, thank you. You're the backbone of this movement. The ones who know what it means to draw the line and hold it, no matter what. Your grit, your resolve, it's what keeps this fire burning. And I'm damn proud to have you in the ranks. You're not just watching, you're living it. And that's what makes you unstoppable. And to the new faces out there, the ones just stepping into this ring, welcome. You've heard the call. You've felt that spark. This isn't just a video. It's a challenge, a chance to take control and build something real. Don't just sit there thinking about it. Hit that subscribe button, join the movement, and step up with us. We're not here to coast or coddle. We're here to push, to fight, to rise. You've got a place in this if you're willing to claim it. So do it. Subscribe, lock in, and let's wage this war together. The GrimFace warriors are waiting. See you in the next battle.